I've experienced most every possible hardship and loss imaginable, from poverty, bankruptcy, divorce, death of loved ones, betrayal from close friends, and the list goes on. And yet, in spite of all of those horrible experiences, I've been able to manifest an abundance in my life in every area, including my dream car, a dream home, including being featured on leading broadcast radio stations and TV stations, magazines, podcasts, and so traveled the world, enjoyed dream vacations, and I also became an Amazon best-selling author. In fact, I have been able to manifest the life of my dreams in every area. But I'll tell you, the one thing I have learned about this manifestation journey is that it doesn't happen by chance. It has to be intentional and deliberate. In other words, we have to put feet to our faith, and that includes goal setting. Now, there's a lot of misconceptions out there in some manifestation teachings and some so called gurus that say all you have to do is visualize, become an energetic match, and meditate, and all your desires will become true. Well, I am 100% on board with visualization, the power of meditation, and being an energetic match for what you want, but that's only part of the equation. The success formula that actually works, the one that's worked for me, you must have a strong desire with focused visualization, but you also must take aligned action. And that is especially true when you have a goal in mind. So, what I'm going to do in these next few moments is I'm going to show you my exact 30-day goal setting plan, or my 30-day goal setting strategy that I use to incorporate those three success factors that I just shared. And I've used it over and over again, and I know it's going to work for you. But before I go any further, I want you to make a commitment to achieving your goals by typing in the word commit in the comments. And that way I can comment back with you and be in agreement with you that you are, in fact, going to achieve your goals. So let's break down this success formula. Step one is you need to have a specific goal. You don't want to be random and just have any goal. In other words, if you have a business, you don't want to say, hey, I would just like to have more clients by the end of the year. Or if you are in a social media influencer, you don't want to say, hey, just like to have, some more followers. No, you want to be very detailed about the specific goal you want. Uh, if you have a business, you would want to say, I want to increase my sales by X amount in the next 30 days. So just be specific about what that is. Then the second thing in step one is you really do want to be detached from the how, because truthfully, in God's economy and in the unseen world, there are literally countless, unlimited ways that your goal can be achieved. So, yes, you want to set the goal, but you want to be open to all the different possibilities and the endless paths that it can be manifest through. Because if you say, hey, I'm going to make sure that I get X number of clients from this specific funnel and only this specific funnel, and then you may be cutting yourself off from an abundance of possibilities to help you achieve that goal. Step two, you want to be the person who achieves that goal now. In other words, you want to be an energetic match for the end result, for this new goal that you want to create. So you want to be that identity now. And the way that we become the identity or the version of the person who achieves the goal is through our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions. So when we talk about your thoughts, let's talk about the power of your thoughts. So you want to be aware of how you're thinking when you think about your goal. Does it make you feel frustrated? Does it make you feel nervous? Do you feel fearful? And what are the things that are kind of subconsciously rolling around in your mind every day when you think about your goal? And so we want to make sure that we are aligning our thoughts with the identity of the person that has it achieved. And the reason we want to do this is so we can eliminate all the negative self-talk that we may not realize that we're engaged in, because you're basically saying you want one thing, but your thoughts are in alignment with the opposite. So I'll give you an example of the thoughts that I wrote down when I had a specific goal to achieve sales with X amount in a certain period of time. So these are some of the thoughts that I wrote down. And I said, my workshops and social media only attract high quality, growth minded action takers. And then I added a caveat here and I said, because I am a high quality, growth minded action taker. The other thought that I wrote down was, I am magnetic and women easily trust me to guide them. So, what you're doing here is you're wanting to program the thoughts that you need to be thinking about as it relates to your goals. So, the other thing I said, I totally love recording and posting 3 videos each week that promote my expertise and add value to others. The other thing I said was my efforts and experiences are highly rewarded. And then this as another one I wrote, God is with me and pours out his favor on all the works of my hands. I had a list of about 10 to 12. I just gave you 5 there. You could have 50, you could have 20. I would recommend, though, that you have at least 10. So, what you're saying is these are the thoughts I need to be thinking about all day long when I think about my goal. You don't want to be thinking about oh, I can't do it and what's working against you and you don't have enough and you're not enough. No, you want to go ahead right now and say, okay, this is the goal I want, the specific goal I want. And these are the thoughts I am committing to thinking about. The other part of establishing the identity of the person that achieves their goals is your beliefs. You want to be focusing on what do you truly believe about yourself and about your goal that's going to help move you forward. So, what do you need to believe as the truth about achieving your goals? Now, it may not be what you believe right now. So, here's a sample of my beliefs that I wrote down. And I always started out with I believe, because if I just read the statement without the I believe part, it doesn't have as much emphasis. So, again, I say, I believe. You see how emphatic that feels? Like I'm saying it to myself and reminding myself and emotionally attaching to it. I believe my offer is easily affordable and attractive to growth minded action takers. I believe, and guys, I even put my hand over my heart when I'm doing this. I believe anyone can find me at any time and anywhere to join my program without worry or care. And if you can make it rhyme, that makes it all the better. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. Okay, I believe I am not limited to only workshops in order to attract paying clients each month. I believe my program and price is the answer to someone's prayer today. If you really do say that and you really do believe it, that's going to change how you show up. If you really believe that what you have to offer is the answer to someone's prayer, what does it mean if you don't show up? It means someone's prayer is going to go unanswered. So you see how we're tying so much emotional energy to this list. So the other thing, I believe I am the attraction factor in my business and my offer. That means you don't need somebody else to help you. When you know you're the attraction factor, that changes how you show up. I believe my life and my offer are a gift to the world and worth sharing. And then the last one that I have here is I believe I have everything I need to succeed right now, today. This is just a short list of 7 of the things that I had on my belief list, but I think you get the point. What I want to emphasize here is you need to tell yourself, what do you want to believe? What do you need to believe in the deepest part of your heart? And when you write this down, say it out loud with conviction and say it out loud with energy. And like I said, I put my hand over my heart. So I'm convincing myself of what I believe about myself, about my business, about my offer, about my clients, and what I have to give to the world. And then after you have written down your thoughts, after you've written down your beliefs, you need to write down the aligned actions you will take. But you want to make sure when you think about the actions you're going to take that you're thinking from the end, that you already are at the place that the dream has been fulfilled. And so you want to say to yourself, if I knew I had increased my sales by 10,000 a month in the next 30 days, how would I be thinking? What actions would I be taking from that standpoint? And so those are the actions you want to start taking now as if the dream has already been fulfilled. So here's a sample of the actions that I wrote down that I needed to take. So one of them was I'm posting 3 videos per week on 3 platforms. I attend 3 networking events per week to promote my business and my offer. I host 2 workshops per month to let people know about what I'm doing and to invite them into my. I network on social media for 1 hour each day, networking with people that I believe would want to know about what I do. I also know that I need to study my industry for 30 minutes every day. And the other action that's aligned with my end result is that I'm optimizing my task with AI. So you want to do the same thing. Write down your thoughts. What do you need to be thinking? What do you need to believe? And what is the aligned action you would take from the dream fulfilled? So that's step two. Let's move to step three. So in step three, we're going to reprogram our subconscious mind. And the way we're going to do this is you're going to take your list of thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and you're going to record them on your phone. And then you want to listen to them 3 times per day. And you make this a priority. So I do it in the mornings. I start this out in the mornings while I'm doing my prayer and meditation. After I've done my prayer and meditation, then I actually read my list out loud. And then when I'm getting ready, I'll have it on my phone playing in the background while I'm getting ready. And sometimes if I'm out for a walk or when I'm at the gym, I'll listen to it again. So what am I doing? So I'm just constantly reprogramming my mind. I'm becoming that person that has already achieved the dream fulfilled. Because when you do that, you will begin to automatically think in alignment with your thoughts and beliefs and your actions. But there's one more step. In step four, what you want to do is you want to list your non-negotiables, the things that you must do that you are not going to, skate on, you're not going to skip on in order to achieve it. It's make a list of your must do actions like I will meditate, visualize, pray for 30 minutes every single morning. I will post videos or I will post on social media 3 times a week. I will reach out to X number of people and network my business. Maybe another one would be like, I will make sure I get 7 hours or 8 hours of sleep every night. I will make sure that I wake up at a certain time, that you'll do a certain number of things in the first 2 hours of the day. But I think you get the point. This list does not have to be hard. It doesn't have to be long. In fact, the fewer it is, the easier it is to accomplish. So just frame it. In other words, you're going to frame this in your list of non-negotiables to set yourself up for more and more success. So that's my 30-day plan. I know if you will implement it, you too will be successful no matter where you are right now. Look, I bounce back from the unthinkable and I continue to excel and I continue to grow and I continue to manifest a life better than I could have even thought of when I was buried underneath so much difficulty. And I know you can do the same thing. So if you liked this video, if you got anything out of it, even if it was just one thing, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. And that way you'll get notified on when I post new content. I'm sending you so much love. And just remember, you were created to prosper. God bless you.